Hey, hi all. Good morning. Good evening. Uh, Today we are going to see, right, how to add questionnaires to gather the some extra information from your suppliers during supplier registration process. Let's see now how to add, right? So generally, right, suppliers uh, we can register or maybe we can create by using registration link or maybe a directly your buyer or maybe supplier manager, right? They may create also. So if you go with registration URL, right? So generally by using that supplier registration URL, supplier itself, right? They only uh, register themselves by using supplier registration URL. So first question is how to find out supplier registration URL. So for that, go to Procurement Foundation, right? Go to configure procurement business functions. So choose your BU for each and every BU, right? System will generate separate URL for prospective suppliers and spend authorized suppliers. So these URLs uh, will be unique for each and every BU. So this is the place where you will find your registration URLs. Prospective supplier and registration spend authorized suppliers for US1 business unit. So like this, for each and every BU, you have to find out what is your registration URL. So let me open this one. So this registration URL, your buyer will share with supplier, right? How he will share, he may share manually or maybe he may display somewhere in his portal. That is entirely different, okay? How he will do. So let's assume my buyer is going to share this URL manually over the email to suppliers, right? So here you can see, right, total 8 train stops are there. So these are the information, each and every place, some information your supplier is going to enter themselves. So here you can see, right, questionnaires. So this is the place where we are going to asking some questions to gather the more information from your suppliers. Okay. So this is the one thing. But how these train stops are appearing? Is it possible to customize this train stop? Let's see now. Means, for example, right, as per my business policy, I'm not going to asking any questions during the supplier registration URL. And also, as part of prospective supplier, right, this is the prospective supplier means I'm not going to do any business with them. After converting or promoting them as a spend authorized, then only we will do the business. So as we are not doing any business means, as we are not going to procuring, why I have to capture bank details? So I have to remove this one also. And also let's assume I may not interested to capture, my business is not going to capturing my supplier certifications. That is nothing but your business classifications. So we are not going to capture it. In that case also, why I have to display this business classifications? Means based on your business requirements, you can customize, means you can disable or maybe enable these train stops as per your customer requirement. So first let's see way how you will enable or disable, and also you can take the approvals also, right? Separate approvals for prospective suppliers or spend authorized suppliers, and also you can define separate approvals for whenever they are trying to modify their own profile also. Let's see those things also. So today we will go through how to restart the suppliers and where you will enable uh, approvals for those suppliers. Let's see. So now first let's see how to customize this one, right? So let's assume I'm not going to use, right? Maybe questionnaires I'm not going to asking from my suppliers as part of supplier registration URL. This supplier information I may include as part of SQL. So where you will do that one. So go to again setup and maintenance, cancel it, close it, go to where it is available, sorry, procurement. where it is available, go to suppliers, all task. So here you can see configure supplier registration and profile change request. So this is the place where you can decide, right? What are the information you are going to capturing during supplier registration process, and also whenever your supplier is going to change his profile, right? Means for that we have to implement a supplier portal. So if you are having supplier portal, suppliers they can log into supplier portal and themselves they can do the modification to their profile, not for other supplier profile, to their own profile. If that is the case, whenever they are doing the changes, on what changes you are going to taking the approvals during this profile change request, that is also, this is the place where you will capture. So let's open that one, configure supplier registration. So here you can see two tabs are available, supplier registration tab and profile change tab. So now we are going to see supplier registration tab. Okay. So these are the train stop, total train stop, 8 train stops are available for prospective supplier and spend authorized supplier, right? So as part of prospective supplier, this is the place where you will control what are the information you are going to capturing during supplier registration process. So here you will get two options. Enable means it will get enabled, but optionally here you can see it enabled. Products and services enabled. What it means is, yeah, you enable that one, but that is supplier choice. If you want, he can provide what are the products and services he is going to selling. Otherwise, he is offering. Otherwise, he will ignore that train stop without entering any data. He can move to next data entry. If you go with hidden means, when you will go hidden, suppose I am not going to capturing any products and services, what my supplier is going to offering, then I will go and hide. So that means this products and service information won't available as part of supplier registration. And we are having one more options, a required. So what it means is, if you go with a required, supplier must provide what are the products and services they are going to offering. They must capture as part of supplier registration process. So this is the place where you have to take your decision whether that is required or not. So now let's assume question raise as we discussed. Let's assume question raise we are not going to capturing as part of supplier registration process. Maybe I will enable this one as part of SQM process. So let's go and disable this one, nothing but a hidden. Similarly, business classifications also, I am not going to enable it. Or if you want, you can go and do. Or maybe bank details also same, right? So like this, you have to take a decision for prospective suppliers and also for spend authorized suppliers. What are the information you are going to capturing as part of supplier registration process. So as of now, I am not going to touching an spend authorize and or maybe a change request. We will see separately. So now, right, as part of supplier registration, hidden bank details and also question raise also. Save and close. So this is one thing you have to capture. Okay. So now, how to take the approvals? Again, if you want, right, you can take approvals. Total 5 types of approvals are available for suppliers, but all are optional. If you want, you can go and enable. But as I know, maximum customers, right, they will go with the approval process, whatever I see. So where those are available is, go to approval management, all task. So here you can see approvals for your suppliers. So internal supplier registration approvals means whenever you are registering behalf of suppliers, right? So this is the place where you will capture approvals. Supplier registration means external supplier, means just now we opened that supplier URL. By using that supplier URL, supplier only themselves they will register. In that case, right, once they submit their request, it will come to my approval. So that is you have to configure here whatever may be as per your customer requirement, right? you have to define your approvals. So as per your approval definition, system will generate the approvals. Once approvals approved, they will validate, they will review supplier data. Once they validate, right, so it will go for, once it's approved, then system will initiate the supplier creation process. Until that until your approvers approves, until that time system won't initiate supplier creation process. So what will happen? My approvers rejected supplier request. So if that is the case, right, system won't create any supplier record in your application. Okay. And this is for spend authorized approvals, means whenever you are converting your suppliers as a prospective to spend authorized, so this is the place where you will enable, if you want to take approvals, you will enable your approval details. And these two are related to supplier profile change request. Again, right, who can update supplier request, either as a buyer or maybe supplier manager, whoever having the access. My internal employees can update. If that is the case, right, you will define approvals. This is the place where you will define your approvals. Or else, if you already implemented supplier portal, so what suppliers will do? They will log into supplier portal themselves only. They will do the what is this profile change request. In that case, right, this is the place where you will define your approvals. Means whenever your suppliers done any profile change request, so it will come to approvers. Once approvers approved, then only those changes will get effect in your application. So as we are using, right, external supplier registration, means now today we are going to see how to register the supplier, right? So if that is the case, right, this is the place where you will capture your information. So once supplier register their information, submit their request, it will come to my approver. Once you approve, then system will initiate the supplier creation process. So these are the things you have to configure before coming to here. So now let's see how to register. Let me try to register and submit their request. Let's see few more options. So go to Procurement Foundation. Let me find out again what is the URL. So choose your BU. Sorry, I'm in requisition BU. Go to Procurement BU. So open that one. So let's assume this is the URL for ES1 business unit. My supplier, right, my buyer already communicated over the email. So now my supplier is going to register. So now here you can observe, earlier total 8 train stops are there, but now only 6. So now, right, that bank details as well as questionnaire details are disappear. Why? Because we disabled, we hidden that one. Okay, okay. So now whatever maybe they can search. This is the first system will validate that record already exists or not. Let's say ABC supplier. So let me enter ABC. So these are the details are available. So if this supplier, means system will validate their record. So it's not fall under any of this information, whatever already there in suppliers. So let me cannot find my information. So go on to proceed. Means new supplier record I'm creating. So let's say ABC Corp. So let me enter all the details. Your suppliers, they have to enter themselves or their website and attachments. Let me enter something, text, some, okay, something I will enter. And what is the country? Their tax registration country, United States. Taxpayer ID, some information I will enter. Okay. If they want provide some more information to approvers, they can enter any some extra information. First name, this is their contact details. So let's say contact. What is the URL? So this is the URL, right? System will once, right, by using this email ID, system will generate, by using this information, system will generate user account for this supplier, right? This supplier, by using this email ID and user account, he can log into supplier portal and he can do further activities. And also once we approved or maybe rejected, right? This is the email ID. System will send a notification, right? Once we approve, right, this profile request, system will create his record in our application. So system will automatically initiate one welcome email ID. So to this email ID, system will send all the further communication will happen to this email ID as part of supplier registration. So if you go to contacts, by using this one, right, whatever information we provided. So system already created one contact entry here. So make sure this checkbox got enabled. So what is the purpose is, we are going to creating one user account for this person. If you click on edit, right, you will get that information. Here you can see create user account. It's already selected. So these are the supplier portal related roles automatically system added. How it's added? Again, this is a further setup. You have to take a decision. What are the roles, supplier portal related roles you are going to assigning for a particular user whenever any new user account got created? I will show you later where you have to define how we are going to defaulting this, how we are going to assigning these roles. Okay. So click on next, provide some address. Let's say New York site. Okay. And address, they know, they will enter their address. Let me search with the postal code. So ordering, that means we are going to procuring and doing the invoicing, ordering and remitting. So this for this address, who is the contact person? Optionally you can associate. As of now, we are having only one contact. Let's assume this is the person contact for this address. And go to business classifications. So this is the place, whatever maybe their certifications they can upload if they are having anything, otherwise leave it. And products and services, whatever products and services they are going to offering. Again, as this is a optional only, right? Not a mandatory required one. That is what we configured just now, right? As part of supplier registration process. So I will ignore. So go to review. So this is the information they can review before submitting, or else they can save for later. So what will happen if they click on save for later? What will happen is, whatever user account, right, email ID you provided here, for this account, your supplier side, they will get a notification to resume their supplier registration. If you click on save for later, system will close this form, right? That means you are saving further purpose, later they will submit. In that case, how you will resume his request again, right? Why? Because this is ad hoc URL, whatever maybe he is entering. So that is the reason, right? Once you click on save for later, right? Immediately system will send a notification. That notification contains one URL to resume his request. Okay. Maybe you can try yourself. Why? Because here I entered some dummy value, right? Gmail ID. So it won't send any notification. Maybe you can, while you are practicing, right, or maybe testing, you can enter your email ID and click on save for later. You will get one notification with URL. That URL contains, it is a resume URL. You can resume your supplier registration process. Okay. Now let's click on register. So once you click on register, what will happen is, it will go for approvals if you enable any approvals. Otherwise, system, suppose you are using auto approvals, automatically it will get approved once your supplier registration. Again, right, it contains supplier registration process contains two steps. One is supplier approval process, then supplier creation process. Once your supplier registration process got approved, then only system will initiate then only system will initiate your supplier creation process. If your supplier registration got rejected, means one of my supplier approver rejected information, so then what will happen? System won't initiate supplier creation process. Okay. So now where I will see, now let's assume I'm using approvals, right? I have to, now system will initiate my approvers, it send a notification to my approvers. But where we will know, where we will find all my pending approvals. So once you, right, initiate the approval, system will send a notification. Let's see, I'm not sure whether, I think I enabled approvers. Let's see. Anyway, so go to suppliers. So where we will see all pending notifications, but make sure it must be not auto approved. Okay, so go to suppliers. Here you can see main is supplier registration request. This is the place where you can review your approved registration, right? Approved, not submitted means, not submitted means sometimes what they will do is suppliers, they will enter the details saved for later, right? They won't submit those requests. You can see here, so that you can follow up with suppliers and you can request them to submit. Let's see pending approval or maybe approved one, rejected one. So pending approval, search. So this is the request. So this is the only, right? ABC Corp just now initiated. Here you can see requested by, this is the contact person. Supplier creation status as of now not yet initiated. I already mentioned, right? Once your request got approved, then only supplier registration process will get request. Source is external, nothing but this is the external supplier registration requested date. And business classification is prospective supplier. Click on that registration URL. So whoever may be approver, right? He will review all the details and he may take a decision, approve or maybe reject. So now if you come down, so if you click on approval history, right, submit option, so you can review, right, complete approvers information. Okay, system not yet generated. So if you click on this one more window will get open. If you, it will show you complete approvers information, whether it's auto approval or maybe if it is pending with any user, you will get it from here. Wait some time. Not yet opening. Wait. Let it be process complete. It is still in process, not yet generated approvals. Why? Because approver name I given is SCM34. I logged in with the approver only. So once approvers got generated, right? So here also I will get a notification. So as of now, not yet, no notification means it is still not yet generated. Okay, just wait some time. So once this request got approved, right, then system will initiate the supplier creation process. Sometimes, right, your supplier creation process will get failed. Then how I will know what is the reason for that and how to reprocess. If that is the case, right? So what you can do is, for example, I want to know all the approved suppliers and their supplier creation process got failed. So in that case, go to approved and the supplier creation status is error. If you click on that search, right? If any information is there, here you can do. Now you can see this is the somebody Azure supplier, somebody created. It's approved, but it's showing some error. Supplier registration request got failed. So now how you will process? So to process this one, right? First you have to know what is the error, right? Reprocess. So click on that error. Okay, it is taking time. Let me refresh. It is taking time. Maybe application is slow. Okay. Now you can see action requested supplier. So now I got a notification. So I can take approve or reject, or else what will happen? I will go to just now I showed you, right? Your approver, he may go to suppliers. Manage supplier request pending approval. So now go to registration request number. So this is the place, right? If you want to know, review your approver's information, you can click on submit option so that it will give you all the approver's information. So now it is pending with this approval. Approver's information you can review. Right? So this is how you can use approvals and supplier registration. Few more points are there, some very interesting and important points. I will prepare separate video on supplier registration. Okay. Hope this video is helpful. Okay. Just do yourself, test the flow. Okay. See you in next video. Thank you.